Welcome back, hunters. I hope you guys have been enjoying Wilds. Today's video is a detailed overview of the Kinsects available on the launch of Wilds. We'll discuss their boost skills, types, and uses to pair with different playstyles in this video. Just before we begin though, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who has supported this channel. For anyone who has watched a video, liked, shared, even recommended or commented on any video over the last 5 years, you have all helped me grow this community to finally hit 10k subs. I'm truly just feeling grateful right now. Honestly, it's a little bit of a shock. I never fathomed that I would even reach this point when I began content creation. So very grateful for the Monster Hunter community, and this Insect Glaive niche community. Thank you guys so much. Bug stick forever. So with that, let's grab our sacred and head on out. So as I'm sure many of you know, the Kinsects are the lovely companion of the Insect Glaive, and there's a lot of choices. Picking the right one can be tough as you progress, so while there are clear high DPS choices, I wanted to outline the other possible playstyles in this video that really gives you the flexibility to play the glaive in many different ways. I'll outline the skills and bonuses, give some recommendations at the end, but you're also welcome to try things that fit your playstyle best. Or fashion. They are very multicolored, very beautiful, so if it fits your fashion, go ahead and slap on a different one. So let's start off with the stats of the Kinsect first. There are two attack types, Blunt and Severing. Very similar to the two types of weapons in Monster Hunter. So Blunt deals KO damage, which can stun a monster, while Severing offers cutting damage, and that can cut off tails on monsters. So which one you really use depends on the goal of your hunt. If you're just trying to complete a monster hunt, just hunt them down and get on with it just for the quest rewards at the end, the Blunt Kinsects will serve you better. Glaive has no other method to KO a monster, so getting a KO a few times in a hunt just because of your Kinsect is a major DPS boost during a hunt. If you are hunting a monster for the purpose of collecting monster parts though, say like a rare gem or something that you need from a monster, the tail cut may be more preferential to you because it gives you an extra carve, which is another chance for rare pieces like gems. All Blunt Kinsects come from the Maldrome initial Kinsect tree, and all Severing Kinsects come from the Cauldron tree. Next on the stats is the Kinsect powder. This is determined by the Kinsect that you select. There are 4 kinds of powders, including poison, paralysis, blast, and recovery. As you can see, these are essentially status skills with the exception of recovery. Poison, paralysis, and blast all add a little bit of that status to the monster, and when they build up to cross the monster threshold, they cause that status for a temporary period. Recovery works on you as a hunter. When the powders explode near you, you recover a portion of your health. The amount of these status and recovery are determined by the powder effect level skill plus Kinsect bonuses, which we'll discuss in a moment. Next up on these stats is the Kinsect element and level. Now these are determined by your weapon in Monster Hunter Wilds. The Kinsect level overall determines the level of all the other Kinsect stats, including the powder effect, power, speed, and stamina. Now powder effect, as I just mentioned, determines the effect level of the powder. Say for example a recovery power heals you, the level of the powder effect will affect how much you are healed. Similar for the other statuses, the level determines the portion of status applied to the monster. Power determines the raw, blunt, or severing damage the Kinsect deals. The higher the level, the more impact your Kinsect will have on a specific part. The speed stat determines how fast your Kinsect moves. Now this is just movement speed of when it leaves your glaive, moves around, and returns to your glaive. This does not affect the auto attack rate, which at base is roughly about 1 hit per 5 seconds. This also doesn't affect the attack speed of the Kinsect during focus mode. It does, however, affect the return speed after a focus attack, and this can be kind of helpful if you're using the focus attack to grab an extract. The final stat is stamina, which actually determines the stamina recovery rate of the Kinsect, not the amount of stamina that the Kinsect has to keep attacking. So definitely still important if you use powder attack, since you want your Kinsect to be out there as much as possible and you want it to come back and recover as quickly as possible. At level 1, this is roughly 110 seconds, and at max at level 15, it's roughly 12 seconds, so it's significantly faster. So all these stats do play a role, and depending on your playstyle, some stats are more important than others. For a basic breakdown, if you are using the Kinsect for powder damage, you want to prioritize stamina and powder effect. If you're using the Kinsect for focus mode damage, power is your main concern. Now of course, the bonuses for each Kinsect also make a difference, so we'll go through all the bonuses in the next section, and then we'll finally discuss which Kinsects have the best bonus combinations for different playstyles. So starting with the early game bonuses, the Kinsect Boost Harvest Extract. Now this upgrades your Kinsect to be able to collect an additional extract through the normal methods, including focus attack hits, directed hits, and auto attack hits. This doesn't include the focus strike, which always grants 3 extracts upon a successful hit. All rarity 1 and 2 Kinsects come with the Kinsect Boost Harvest extract. This is really to support your journey as a glaive hunter. Alongside, the Kinsects are slower, so being able to grab 2 extracts in one trip is actually very helpful and a great way to balance the weapon. As you reach rarity 4, most of the Kinsects don't have this bonus. They can only hold 1 extract per journey. I guess Capcom's idea was that, once you reach rarity 4, you've had a little more experience and you're a little bit more proficient with other skills to capture your extracts. Next up is the Extract Boost Recovery. Now this upgrades the amount of health you get when you pick up a green extract. Now quite honestly, this is more useful in Wilds than previous games because in focus mode your Kinsect attacks with you and it picks up extracts. So if you are hurt, I recommend attacking that weak point like the tail. While you're getting some decent damage, you're also recovering your health. So this kind of works well with the skill peak performance. If you don't want to stop mid-hunt to heal, you can attack like a weak spot with green to heal up. Now let's talk about the attack boost. Weak point focus at rarity 2 and powder at rarity 4. Now this boosts the damage of the Kinsect during a focus strike attack on a wound. No other attack is boosted, just the final attack when you launch the Kinsect to clean up the wound. Keep in mind, even if you use an extract for powdered attacks, when you perform a focus strike, the Kinsect actually is automatically recalled to you, so you can still get the benefit of this attack even while using powders. Next up is attack boost powder, and as it sounds, this greatly increases the effects of the powders. So poison, para, and blast, these 3 will build up much faster, and recovery will heal you a little bit more. Next up, the Kinsect combo boost element. Now from my initial testing, this seems to increase the damage of the Kinsect for focus mode combo hits when you have an element on the glaive. To clarify, this does not include status. I didn't see a change in the damage output with status weapons for the Kinsect. Maybe the time to apply does change, but it's probably too small to notice. Now what's interesting is that this bonus actually drops or nerfs the damage of normal hits that create powders or collect extracts. So the focus here, no pun intended, is really just on focus mode parry. The Kinsects with this combo boost element are targeted to be used with focus mode playstyle and an element glaive combined. Moving on, the Kinsect boost stamina recovery. Now this greatly increases the stamina recovery rate of a Kinsect after it returns from the great journey of creating powders. The amount the recovery rate quickens by depends on your Kinsect level. Anything after level 7 actually gets boosted to max level, so max recovery rate. Between 3 to 6 get like about 3 to 4 levels of stamina, and low level Kinsects don't benefit from this bonus. Not too helpful here for focus mode or collecting extracts, just if you plan to use powders, but even then the normal recovery rate at higher levels, particularly after level 7, and more often than not, if you stop to heal or transition an area, your Kinsect returns to you and recovers the stamina, so it's not that useful. And the final one, Kinsect Boost Fast Charge. Now this increases the rate of charge of the Charged Harvest skill, which enables your Kinsect to pierce a monster and collect extracts. Now this bonus is actually really good. I kind of like this one. Before the bonus, it takes just over half a second, so maybe like 0.7 seconds to charge. With the bonus, this is reduced to a little bit under half a second, so about 0.4-ish. So while it doesn't sound like a lot, it's actually quite a big difference. You'll notice it pretty immediately. It'll mostly be helpful if you use the Rising Spiral Slash quite a bit. Not every time you'll have a wound to recover your extract, so having this super fast charged harvest skill will help you immediately recover 2 extracts, and then you can move on for your 3rd and get back into the action. So those are all the bonuses present in Monster Hunter Wilds Launch Edition. Let's put them together and see which Kinsects are the ideal ones that you want. I am showing you guys an effect of level 10 Kinsects here just to kind of give you an idea of what you want in the long run. So again, if you need blunt or severing, you pick on that based on what your hunt goal is. Each blunt and severing Kinsect actually has a twin of the opposite skills, so there's a carbon copy for the skills and levels for each one. You just need to pick which one you need for the hunt. Now for Rarity 2, the main focus is again the Kinsect Boost Harvest Extract. All Rarity 2s have equal powder effects. All Rarity 2 Kinsects also have the bonus Attack Boost Weak Point Focus. As mentioned, Weak Point Focus only works with the Focus Mode Leaping Strike. It's just the finisher that gets the benefit. And even if you're using the powder playstyle, performing a leaping strike will recall the Kinsect, so you can still get the benefit of this bonus. So overall, if you are primarily playing in focus mode with an element glaive, Foe Beetle for blunt, Aluconid for severing are your best choices at Rarity 2 for the highest power. If you're playing for status powder, the Lady Targe and the Riggy grant paralysis, but you only use these if you aren't using a paralysis weapon. If you have a para weapon, then you don't need the Paralysis Kinsect. The glaive highly outperforms the Kinsect. Just a final note about these rarity 2s, the focus mode ones will definitely upgrade to rarity 4. The powder playstyle ones though, you can maintain these for endgame. The rarity 4 para Kinsects aren't as good as these. Moving on to rarity 4, this does change things up a little bit with better bonus combinations. If you play for focus mode and run an element weapon, the Carnage Beetle for blunt and the Monarch Alucinate for severing are your best choices. Higher element damage with the bonus of the Kinsect combo boost element, and basically the second highest power level for the Kinsects in rarity 4, so you're running good with this. If you're running a status weapon in focus mode style, the Bonnet Fee for blunt and the Empress Wing for severing are your babies. They are the highest power Kinsects in the game so far, and they also have fast charge bonus, so it's quick to collect extracts after a rising spiral slash and then get back into damage. If you are playing powder style for damage, the Whisper Vest for blunt and the Pseudocath for severing are your best players. Max powder effect with the bonus of attack boost powder with a blast powder for high damage. Their speeds are also very high, so no matter where you are, if you perform a focus strike, they should make it back to you and you'll be able to get that damage. If you're playing powder for recovery, I would actually return to the Bonnet Fee for blunt and the Empress Wing for severing. Again, they have the highest power, so marking the head or tail will be very effective, and they also have attack boost powder, so this bonus will help maintain your health pretty much at max for most of the hunt. Finally, I will recommend if you simply use charged attacks and spam the ultimate rising spiral slash, the Arc Maiden for blunt and the Fiddle Bricks for severing are perfect. They are rarity 4 with the Harvest Extract boost and fast charge, both great for getting your extracts back. If you're using a lot of charged attacks, then the focus mode extra attack damage from your Kinsect doesn't happen. The focus mode doesn't combo with the Kinsect. So the stats aren't as relevant, it's just the bonuses, and these two bonuses get you your extracts the fastest. So again, if you're just doing charged attacks and then rising spiral slash and you aren't going for a KO or a tail cut, you just want the straight damage, these two are your best options. These two are also really good for players who are struggling to collect extracts. By the time you've unlocked rarity 4 Kinsects, if you still have this trouble, it can be a little bit tricky, especially for new hunters, so don't be discouraged, grab these two and keep practicing. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, sums up the overview of the Kinsects in base game Monster Hunter Wilds. I hope this video helps you out. Be sure to share it with your friends who might have questions about the Kinsect. I know it can be a bit of a complicated system with so many options, but it gets pretty clear pretty quick. Thank you all for watching, and once again, thank you for the 10K and the support on this channel. And until next time guys, stay safe, be happy, and keep hunting. Sky Sensei is out.